Welcome back, trainers. So in light of the buddy event, we're going to be taking a look at the performance of my best buddies here in the Go Battle League Master League to see how they do perform, because in some situations, like we discussed in a prior video, it is going to be making that much of a difference just to be bumped up one extra level, which is what you're going to be getting when you do get them to best buddy here. So I do not have the best IVs on my Garchomp, but that's okay. You're going to still see the performance is magnificent here. And for this first battle, I did want to showcase it as far as surviving because of it being at best buddy. And we're going to be looking at that Melmetal here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and take a look. Take advantage of this event, folks, because getting these Pokemon to best buddies is going to take you some time normally. But for this event, it is going to take a lot less time regarding getting the hearts specifically. So this Melmetal here is going to be that best buddy. It is going to be taking a superpower. Their attack did drop. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. And we're able to survive with 1 HP here. I wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise if I wasn't at best buddy. So we were able to get that last shield, which is going to enable us to completely run through this battle comfortably here, thanks to that Melmetal surviving with just 1 HP, getting that last shield. So it can help you out, folks, definitely, especially in mirror matches. A lot of the times we've seen the whole Togekiss deal. Even if they have, say, a 100% best buddy Togekiss, we're both going to still be fainting each other out. But in some situations, it just might help you out. So the Garchomp is going to be going in here, taking out that Giratina. And then they're going to be going in with Melmetal. We're able to barely survive. Now, this one is obviously not best buddy while it's equipped, because the Melmetal is, but we're able to survive with 1 HP. That was a very intense battle. So let's go ahead and take a look at the performance of Garchomp with Earthquake in the front at best buddy. So I had a lot of fun doing this here. So we are met with a Giratina. Now, here's the thing. We're just going to keep going straight to Earthquake. We're going to be able to get these charge moves off before they're able to get to Shadow Ball. And if they do get a charge move off before we get to our Outrage, then we know it is going to be an ominous win, because we're going to be winning the CMP tie. And at this point, we can farm them down. And we have a lot of energy here. We are down a shield. That's okay. We're going to be doing big damage with these Outrages on Garchomp, and they're forced to use a shield. Well, not forced, but they decide to use a shield here, and we're able to spam that thing. Let's see if we're going to able to get this one through, and we do. Contemplating switching into Mewtwo, and that is what I'm going to be having on the team here, Mewtwo as well as Melmetal. So we're going to go ahead and go in here with Mewtwo. Unfortunately, they do have quite a bit of energy, so they're going to be able to spam us with these serves here. They're making a switch into Melmetal. I wanted to catch this Rock Slide, not very effective with my Melmetal, but I wasn't fast enough. We're going to go ahead and go with Focus Blast. Should have potentially went for the Psycho Boost to get the shield out of them, but that's alright. We have all of their shields, and they are more than likely going to be going for a superpower. They're going to lower their defense, and expecting another one, we will be able to survive this. So that's going to be debuffed twice, and now we're going to be able to do a ton of damage with our superpower, which is perfect and ideal for the situation. And we're able to get to another superpower because we did have energy built up, and we're going to be able to win this matchup against their Melmetal here. And got a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take the win here because they had so much energy stored up, like we said. But hey, it is what it is, and we learn from our mistakes here. Moving on to the next battle here. And we're met with a Melmetal. This is great. All right. So they're going to be making a switch going into Dialga, and we're going to be going right into our Melmetal, and we know the whole deal for this thing here. I've been having a lot of problems with Thunder, though. It does go through that Melmetal and do quite a bit of damage. So we need to kind of potentially think about that. There it is. The Draco Meteor, it can hurt, but the thing is they're going to be lowering their attack. Dragon Breath is already resisted, and after that, well, it's not going to really be doing much damage, although it still does stack up because Dragon Breath is just crazy. Going to be going for that superpower. They decide to shield it up. Unfortunately, we're not able to get to another superpower here, but that's okay. We're just going to be able to go in here with Mewtwo. We do have 2 shields, and we're going to be shielding this first one up for sure. It is going to be an Iron Head, and we're just going to be able to spam Psy Strike extremely fast. I know I called it Psycho Boost earlier. I meant Psy Strike. So they're going to be making a switch. We just go for Psy Strike. Let's see. It's going to be that Kyogre. And we're able to get to another one. This is great. No more shields. This thing's going down. Mewtwo is an absolute monster, guys. Alright, Garchomp. I'm having fun with that one too with Earthquake. Let's go. And we're going to be switching into our Garchomp immediately here. Going for Earthquake. Let's go. This is absolutely going to KO the Melmetal, as opposed to having Sand Tomb and just slowly chipping away and potentially them taking us out with superpowers. in that situation. So really liking it, able to get that outrage off and take out the Dialga. So kind of towards the end of this video, we're going to be looking at the Garchomp with Sand Tomb, so you can kind of have a comparison within the same video in certain situations here to see which one you may want to go with. So going up against the Dialga, this is not great. If we land this, we're looking golden because it's going to KO. But they do shield up, and at this point, I wanted to switch. We're going to have to protect that Garchomp. We don't want it to go down. We're going to be switching into our Mewtwo here. They're going into Giratina, and we're going to be able to win this matchup here if they do not shield both of these up here. Because we're just going to be able to spam it so fast with Psycho Cut and Side Strike. It's just, oh my gosh, so amazing. It does so much damage, even if you resist it. So they're using that last shield, and now we're going to be able to take them down because we're able to spam them so fast. So we're low on health, which is great. The Dialga's just going to go in here and barely be able to farm us down. We're going to be able to go back in here with the Melmetal. And because the shields are down, we're going to be able to build up to 2 superpowers here and take out the Dialga. Let's see what happens. They're going to be going for Thunder and actually making a switch into their Melmetal. Now, we're going to be able to survive a superpower at this point. And we're going to be building up to a Earthquake here. And this is absolutely going to KO, taking out that Melmetal. In comes the Dialga, but we have superpower ready to go. And we should have 2 and almost, and getting off the other one and taking the win with the Melmetal here, as well as the rest of the team putting in work. Really liking the Garchomp lead for now. Meeting a Togekiss is not great. You're going to have to get out of there, but hey. So take a look at this one. Something to take note of here. Going up against a Dialga, since we mentioned this in the beginning, you're going to be able to get to the Shadow Ball before they are. Well, technically it's going to be at the same time, but you're going to win the charge move priority, so you're going to be able to get them off first, which is big. And if you did not know, the reason behind that is because the Pokemon with the higher attack, the better attack, is going to be able to use their charge move first in a tie scenario. So we are down to no shields here, and we're going to be able to get to this Outrage and use it before they're able to use their Shadow Ball there, take them out. And let's see what they decide to go in here with. It's going to be a Dialga, and I don't really necessarily want to switch. Unfortunately, they're going to be able to gain energy, but if we switch, we're going to lose that priority. Since they're switching here, we're going to be able to go to Mewtwo, and we're going to be able to also take them out with Focus Blast, because 2 Rock Slides is simply not going to do it here, since we did switch fast enough. If they had a bit more energy advantage, possibly they'll be able to, but I don't think so. Focus Blast is so strong. We're just going to be going for the Side Strike immediately here. Potentially could have made it to Focus Blast, but I just wanted to play it safe because we do have the Melmetal in the back, which is going to be able to survive whatever they do throw at us. We have energy ready to go for a superpower here, and that is going to simply take out the Dialga, and we're going to be able to take that win there. All right, so I do believe still Garchomp at the front, all right, with Earthquake. So we've seen this matchup. Let's see if this trainer decides to play it a little bit different, like possibly baiting us out. So if you're in this situation, you can see exactly how to play it out yourself here. Like we discussed in the beginning of the video, if they do get off the charge move before you're able to get to an Outrage, you know it is going to be Ominous Wind. In this situation, I know it's Ominous Wind, because, well, we simply haven't reached our Outrage because we are going to tie to get to that. I'm going to let it go through, saving myself a shield and knowing it's not going to do much. We had a bit of lag here, but I do gain my energy, which is fine, and we're able to get to another Outrage here. And since we're both down shields, I'm going to be able to take them out with one shot. Kyogre does come in and farm a little bit, which is okay. We're going to be able to go in here with Mewtwo and win this battle since we do have a shield advantage. The Surfs are going to hurt us. Mewtwo is not the tankiest Pokemon around, but that is fine. It is putting off so much damage. They did make a switch into their Dialga, which is weird because those switches are always kind of awkward when the health doesn't, go down or anything like that. But anyways, we're going to be switching into our Melmetal. There are no more shields. They did go for a Draco Meteor, doing a ton of damage. And I think I do something. I stop attacking because I wanted them to do more damage so the Kyogre couldn't farm me down, and I would be able to go back in with my Mewtwo and take them out. Because if I had a little bit more health on my Melmetal, they would have been able to farm me, potentially got off a Surf and beaten me. But in this case, I'm able to get off a Side Strike and take the win there. So really enjoying the whole Garchomp lead. I might test it out later today and see how it continues to work for me. I was able to go 4 and 1 for that set. And then I did spend about 30 minutes trying to catch that dang Landorus, guys. Come on, Niantic. Make it easier to catch these legendaries in the Go Battle League. It is ridiculous, going through a ton of balls, and I can't imagine the people out there who simply don't have anything to catch it, and they cannot, proceed and continue to play because they can't catch the legendary. Absolutely wacky. Anyways, for these battles, it is going to be Melmetal that is going to be equipped as the best buddy and have that boost, and we're going to be leading with the Togekiss. Now, this lead is pretty comfortable. It is also straightforward. Basically, you're going to have to shield twice, and you're going to be able to take them down. You're going to be left shieldless, but at the same time, you're going to be winning the switch priority, and they're going to be down a shield as well. So, looking at half health, but the thing is, they're going to be able to counter you. If you make a switch, they're going to be able to potentially counter that. So you have to really think about it. So anyways, we were able to take out the Dialga, and in comes Heatran. And of course, we're going to be going in here with our Garchomp resisting fire-type moves. So let's see what they decide to go with. Iron Head is going to do an okay amount. They're going with Flamethrower, and then switching into their Giratina. So we're going to go for Outrage. Let's see if we're going to be able to get this one through here. They decide to shield. We're going to be immediately switching into our Melmetal. Now, what I was thinking is potentially go in here, do as much damage as I can. We have no more shields, so the Shadow Balls are going to be doing a lot of damage at this point. We're going to be able to chip away. Potentially, I might be able to go back in here with the Garchomp and take it out. And then once we see the Heatran, we're going to be able to take it out with a potential ground type move. Let's see what happens, though. Don't think I play this out the best. I should have just stayed in there with Garchomp, but they made a fantastic switch into their Heatran, absorbing that Rock Slide, going back in here with the Giratina, and they're going to be able to take us out with Shadow Ball, or almost. We had a Sand Tomb. I don't think that would have KO'd anyway, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference. So good game there. Into the next battle, and we're met with a Giratina. This is great here, and we're still rocking with the best buddy Melmetal at that 36 CP. In comes the Kyogre, and we're going to use a shield. It's a little bit of a different situation as opposed to the lead. When I say I don't usually shield up the Togekiss, but I do want to preserve it. We're going to be able to go in here with Melmetal, doing super effective with our quick moves, getting a Rock Slide through, and we're going to be able to farm down at this point. Although those waterfalls are adding up, those things hurt everything. They're going to be bringing the Giratina back in here. We're just going to get off as many Rock Slides as possible here. And then after this, we should be able to go in here with our Togekiss and take care of the rest of that Giratina there. So they're using a shield, which is great. Now they have a bit of energy. So obviously we're going to be going back in here with Togekiss, potentially expecting a switch, but we just go for the Ancient Power immediately in hopes so that we can maybe get the boost. And we don't. We're able to get an extra charm in there, which is great. They're going to be going for Shadow Ball, and I guess that was a good shield usage. Let's see if this is going to be Ominous Wind or another Shadow Ball. Another one. Wow, they had a ton of energy. Going in here with the Garchomp, since they did use a bunch of energy, expecting an Ominous Wind. And that is exactly what it's going to be. We have a bunch of energy on our Garchomp here. Now, this is a really good situation for me. Now, remember, I have Sand Tomb, so we're able to bait that there, which is great. And we're just going to go ahead and go for another one. This is all you're going to go for. Going up against a Melmetal, just Sand Tomb. And if you had Outrage, then you definitely don't want to go for that. And we're just dropping the defense at this point. And the more they use Superpower, the weaker they get as well. So we're going to be able to win this battle here for sure. Going for another Superpower. Barely surviving. That's so insane. Now we're going to be extremely resistant against Electric types, being Ground and Dragon types. So yeah, we've had a few situations where the Garchomp is holding on by like 1 or 2 HP going up against a Melmetal that's just barely able to get off a charge move or not able to, and we're able to take them out with quick moves. So we're going to be switching into our Melmetal here, and they're deciding to continue on with their Melmetal as we led with our Togekiss. Not a good lead, so we decided to switch, and now we're going to go ahead and go for our Superpower here, and they decide to block it. And they're bringing in Mewtwo, so we're going to have to go for Rock Slides here. So unfortunately, our attack has been dropped. As far as our defense, I'm not concerned about that. Let's see if they just go for a Psy Strike here. I think Psy Strike should be enough to take us out, definitely, even with our lower defense. Yep. And down we go there. I think they just got off one more Psycho Cut. And we're going to go back in here with Togekiss. Do we decide to shield this up? We let it go through, doing a ton of damage. Wow. And they're going to be going in with Melmetal. Going to go back in here with the Garchomp. Let's see if I shield the superpower. We're going to be letting this go through, not doing very much damage. They're going back in here with Dialga, and we have Sand Tomb still at this point, since we switched it back, or before I actually switched it to Earthquake. And now we're going to go ahead and go for Outrage here. Lower the defense and one-shotting Dialga. In comes Melmetal. We're able to get to Sand Tomb. So do you see the tech? Lowering the defense, then going for Outrage, and then able to get to the Sand Tomb really quick in a jam like this. We're going to be shielding this up. Superpower, they lower their defense. We're going to switch into Togekiss to catch this as a third shield. And we're going to be able to charm down at this point, I think. Or they back out. Okay. So Sand Tomb, folks. I mean, it's still magnificent. Earthquake is just fun because you never know. They might think you have Sand Tomb. They might think you have Earthquake and Mind Game. And when you go for that one-shot Earthquake and they have 2 shields, it is great. So we've battled this guy before. Let's go. And he is in for the double KO. So this is it. If I make the wrong call, it's over. It's over. Okay. So pretty much they countered me with 2 Pokemon only available left on either side. And when I make the switch, he's going to be able to counter me. If he has something to counter this in the back, it is game over. So we're just going to be going for the Sand Tomb here. And he's making a switch, and it's going to be Giratina. Now, I could potentially win this still. It all depends. So he didn't use his shield there. Now we're not looking great. More than likely, this is a Shadow Ball. Yes, we're shielding it up, but now we're shieldless. And he still has 2 shields. I need to get one out of him, so we're just going to go for Sand Tomb. So finally getting one out. Going to be switching into Melmetal to sort of salvage the situation here, potentially. Going for Shadow Ball, doing a lot of damage. Able to get to a Rock Slide, but it's not looking great for me because of that. I wouldn't call it a misplay when he threw the Rhyperior in and I went in with the Melmetal, but it's just the luck of the draw at that point. All right, so they did go in there to catch it with the Rhyperior. Very nice. We're going to be going in with Garchomp, and they're going to be able to finish us off with a Shadow Ball. So very well played. All right, on to the next battle here. And we have a Machamp. This is great. All right. Now, obviously, they're going to switch. They're going to be going into Snorlax, and we're going to go ahead and go with Garchomp, and we still have Sand Tomb. So let's see what we decide to do. This is going to be a Body Slam. Letting that go through, not doing much, but it is going to add up. So we need to think about that. Lowering the defense here. And I think we're just going to go for an Outrage, and then, or we're going to go for another Sand Tomb. We built up to an Outrage. They decided to let it go through. Getting brave, calling our bluffs over here. We're going to be shielding up this Outrage. Wow, good call. That would have definitely taken us out. I'm pretty sure. Pretty strong Dragon type move that's going to be super effective, although not getting stabbed. Switching into Togekiss here to absorb this Body Slam. And they're going to be going into Rhyperior. Now let's see if we can get the boost. Come on. We did this last time with the Rhyperior. No boost, that's fine. And it was way too soon for a Rock Wrecker, so we're going to go ahead and let this go through. It's just a Surf, and we don't need to worry about those quick moves at all. Look at the Charm, just doing a ton of damage. We're going to go ahead and let our Togekiss go down, and we should go back in here with the Garchomp and farm. Very good. And wow, we have a lot of energy, but they still have 2 shields, so we got to be very careful here. We're just going to be going for a Sand Tomb to potentially get one of those shields out of them, as well as lowering the defense. It is going to be that Machamp. And now we're going to go ahead and go for Outrage here. This is going to one-shot. Come on, can we get it through? They let it go through, and yep. They do decide to back out and give up the match there. So good game. And now it is back to non-rainy weather. And we're starting with Togekiss here. Might be back to Earthquake Garchomp. And Melmetal is still going to have that Best Buddy boost at 36 CP. So every time you see it at that number, you could know that it is equipped as my Best Buddy. They're going to be switching into Swampert. There's nothing for us to do but go for Superpower. We're either going to do damage or get the shields. And they're going to definitely be taking us out. Hydro Cannon is not going to KO us here. And we're going to be able to get to another Superpower, doing significantly less damage every time we do this while we're actually lowering our defense. They could have farmed us down there, maybe, and then they would have had energy, but nonetheless, they're playing it safe, taking us out. They're at the advantage here. Although they are down a shield, they're going to be able to do good Hydro Cannon damage to my Togekiss here, and it looks like that Swampert is a Best Buddy, like we were discussing in that last video. They're going to be going into Melmetal, having energy ready to go with that Rock Slide, doing so much. We're going to be switching into our Garchomp. They're going to be going into Dragonite. Let's see if we can get this Outrage through. Come on. Oh, man. All right, so I think we're going to be okay. The Dragon Breaths are hurting quite a bit, and that's all right, though. We're going to be able to get to an Outrage, and this will KO Dragonite. This will KO. So taking out the Dragonite, we have a shield left. It's a Melmetal. We have Earthquake. All right, it's game. We won. All right, but maybe, potentially. Let's see if we're able to get to another Earthquake. All right, we are. All right, this is definitely going to KO, and Garchomp is going to take the win with that nice Earthquake, though. So you can see the different kind of scenarios. The Sand Tomb was working great for us in all those little situations that we were in, helping us to burn shields, lower defense, but when the Earthquake comes in for you, I mean, in those one-shot situations, it's just great, right? So they're both, awesome. It really depends on your team and how you want to play and, certain situations like that. So we're up against the Garchomp. This is not good for us. Kind of the tables have turned over here, and I like it. Very nice Garchomp over there. And they're going to be going for Sand Tomb. And they still have 2 shields. We're obviously going to be going for Togekiss here. And we're totally safe. We're just going to wait for the switch. And they're going to let it go down. They don't want to lose switch priority, which is smart by them. And they're going to go in with Melmetal. And now I'm forced to switch. So that's why you shouldn't always switch and sometimes let your Pokemon go down. And now they're at the advantage, I would say, because they have 2 shields. Unless we get this Earthquake through. We do. Oh my gosh. There you go. And at that point, they just gave up the match. They were winning. They had the advantage as far as, the Pokemon leads and stuff. But I got that Earthquake through, unexpected, and it turned the tide immediately, folks. So Garchomp, thank you, buddy. Let's go. All right, so moving on to the next one. I think this might be our last match. Yeah, the Raikou. So taking it back to Raikou, still think it's pretty good. We do have Thundershock to not necessarily gain energy quicker, a little bit, just a little bit faster. So we're just going to be going for Wild Charge. This is going to be neutral damage to Melmetal. And that's exactly what you're going to be wanting to do, as well as less energy and getting stab as opposed to Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is what you're going to want to do going up against, obviously, Ghosts or anything that's going to be resisting electric types. Getting to another one here, charging fairly fast. I think we're going to let this go through. We will be able to survive comfortably here and get off another one. Let's see if they decide to use their shield. And they let it go through, which is great. They're going to be going in with Dialga and take us down immediately. This is fantastic. Oh, when we have Kyogre on the team, we wanted to test this out here. It was okay. I'll tell you that. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of different situations where this team will work magnificent. But for me, it was all right. I think it was just the matchups it was giving me. So we're just going to keep trying to burn that last shield on them, folks. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'll continue to bring you news as well as different Pokemon in the Go Battle League, but I'm more likely going to be testing out the same team from now on. So thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.